All right, let's dive into one of the biggest changes happening in software development right now, the AI coding revolution. I mean, it's totally changing how we build things, but as we get faster and faster, are we also, I don't know, leaving the door wide open for new risks? Let's talk about how to get all that speed, but do it securely.
And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? We all know that AI coding assistants are just incredible for productivity. You can churn out code like never before. But while we're hitting the accelerator, are we accidentally creating a blind spot for security? It's a huge tension, and it's one we absolutely have to solve. So first up, let's talk about the AI coding boom. Because this isn't just some fad. We are smack in the middle of a brand new reality that is completely changing the day-to-day for developers everywhere. So what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, you've got these AI agents basically acting as a co-pilot for developers. They're generating whole blocks of code, complex logic, all in real time. And this isn't just a tiny little speed boost. We're talking about a massive acceleration, letting teams ship features at a pace that honestly would have seemed like science fiction just a couple of years ago.
But, and you knew there was a but coming, with all that incredible speed comes a brand new security challenge. When code is being written that fast, these hidden risks start to pop up. And you have to wonder, how on earth are security teams supposed to keep up with that pace?
Here's kind of the breakdown of what we're up against. AI models can, accidentally create code with these subtle, sneaky vulnerabilities. Or they might suggest using an open source library that has known security flaws. Or, and this is a big one, they can even hard code things like API keys right into the code. And for the poor human reviewer on the other side, the sheer amount of code is just overwhelming. It's almost impossible to catch every single little thing.
And that's the thing, right? Our old ways of doing things just can't keep up. The traditional security process, where you run a scan way late in the game, it's like having an editor read a book after it's already been printed. In this new world of AI-generated code, you don't need an editor. You need a spell checker that's working in real time, catching mistakes the instant your fingers leave the keyboard. You got to find these issues at the source, not when they're already buried deep in your codebase.
So this brings us to the solution. To handle this completely new era of development, we need a totally new approach. So let's talk about the Datadog Code Security MCP. And by the way, MCP stands for Misconfiguration Prevention. So what is it exactly? Well, to put it simply, the Code Security MCP is a tool that was built specifically for this new world. It scans code the instant it's generated by an AI, giving you an immediate security check right there inside the developer's workflow. Okay, so let's get into how this actually works. The first really big idea here is what we call security as you code. It's all about nabbing those potential problems the second they show up, not hours or days later. So here's a perfect example. Imagine a developer asks their AI assistant to whip up a login page. As that code is being generated, the MCP is right there, scanning it in the background. And boom, it spots a SQL injection vulnerability, highlights the exact line of code, and even suggests a fix. The developer can apply it in seconds, and just like that, the vulnerability is gone before it ever even makes it into a code review.
And it's not just looking for one type of problem. The MCP is constantly on the lookout for all sorts of common risks. Like, if the AI suggests pulling in a third-party library that has a major known issue, the MCP is going to flag it. Or if it tries to hard-code an API key right into a config file, the developer gets an instant warning telling them, hey, you should probably use a proper secrets manager for that.
Now, the second huge benefit here is something that will make every developer's life easier. It creates one single workflow for total clarity. And this is a direct shot at a massive headache in development today: tool fatigue.
I mean, just think about it. Right now, a developer might have one tool for checking their code, a different one for scanning dependencies, a third one for finding secrets, and a fourth for their infrastructure as code. Every single one has its own setup, its own rules, its own alerts. It's a mess. That fragmentation is just so inefficient, and it makes it really hard to keep your security standards consistent.
So what the MCP does is bring all of that together. It combines 4 critical security scans into one unified server. You get your static application security testing, or SAST, for finding bugs in your own code. You get software composition analysis, or SCA, to check all your third-party stuff. You get IAC security for your infrastructure configs, and of course, secret scanning, all of it running from one single place. And the benefits here are they're huge. For developers, it means no more switching between a million different tools. For security teams, it means they can finally apply consistent rules across the entire organization.
And because the tool is always using the latest and greatest scanners automatically, everyone stays protected without having to do a bunch of tedious manual updates. It just works.
So when you pull all of this together, what does it all add up to? Well, it's about building a secure foundation for the future of how we write software. A future that is both unbelievably fast and fundamentally secure.
This right here is the main takeaway. Tools like the Code Security MCP are what let development teams go all in on the power and speed of AI without having to give up on security. You really do get the best of both worlds. You get to innovate at top speed, but you're building it all on a foundation of trust.
And this quote just nails it. By catching these issues at generation time, teams can prevent them from propagating downstream and reduce the burden on code review. The whole point is to stop problems before they can even get started, and that just massively cuts down on the stress and the workload for those human code reviewers. And that kind of leads us with one last thought. As we move into this new world where AI is writing more and more of the software that runs, well, everything, the real question becomes, what's it going to take for us to truly trust that code? Tools like this, they're a pretty critical first step. Thanks for tuning in.